station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it. Remember,
Horizon Point appears to have undergone severe degradation over the past 10 years. Exploding may have been a contributing factor.
We have stepped into the world between life and death.
Cadet Mallory identified. Status: still deceased.
Console must be quaking in his boots.
Plasma hazard ahead. Please seek an alternate route.
Our commander hangs from a cliff. I despise asking for aid.
Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Abby's Choice finest supplies. Soon to say, that is the destination.
Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! I shall charge! Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! Adjusting calculations. Hold fire on our allies. Your vitals look grim,
Emergency. Yeah.
In all my research, I've never observed anything like this. What? What are the boys with that? Be mindful of where you step. Casualties everywhere.
However, Agent Pascal is dead. This unit may need maintenance.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Agent Pascal, calm yourself. You are not in your right mind.
Don't you talk to me like you know me. Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Law, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Then they weren't too dissimilar from the troopers we encountered outside. This is concerning.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
That explains it. She was left alive, just long enough for the rift to take her. That's why the reconstitution worked on her. To some extent.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Don't tell me the situation got too fluid for you, DeVries. That it?
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been. Isn't that right, Commander?
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true. A rift. That's right. We were here to investigate rifts. So why is there one in the sky? Why is everything destroyed? What's happening to me? And Sandoval? Jepson?
The Protectorate are attempting to reconstitute the station to how it was moments before destruction. That includes you. But it's failing. I'm sorry.
So I've come back from death to some... what? Some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? You can help me, though. Right, Commander? You can do something to fix this. Boyd. This is it, ain't it? Makes two of us. But maybe you could do me.
Pascal? Helen?
That'd be nice. This is... Just wait here, Commander.
Providence is much too close for safety. And the road has missed. This might lie.
You're the one who forged...
The Order thanks you for your tactful negotiation.
You're the one who forged an alliance between Auntie's Choice and the Order, ain't you?
Hold clear. You may approach, Commander. We've got supplies at the ready. Are you in need of any weapons? We are most grateful for your role. The
Initial observations, just as any treatments or supply. Very well. Initial observations indicate that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Whoa, tell me. I say usually because no catch. Well, it's all technical. Go ahead and take any supplies. Greetings. It won't protect you.
Initial observations indicate that the subject does not possess major ailments.
has reconstituted more enemies. Engagement imminent. Warning. The rift ahead has absorbed plasma and should not be approached directly.
This is scientist.
Down a more fearsome foe than ever before. Pure mathematics. Physics.
I'm going to die. Hey, man. Yep, can't get in there. Fuck.
Equation solved. Please input this equation in the skip lab terminal at your...
In spite of your success thus far, the hard work is not yet finished. You still need to seize the rift modulator and end the console's machinations. By force, if necessary. Both the modulator and the conductor of this ill-conceived plot are on the decks above us. However, there are security protocols you will need to bypass in order to access them. Each deck has its own restrictions, and the lift can only be operated with access credentials, such as a pass card. But these are limited to certain personnel, so it may be difficult to locate one. An alternate route through the engine room is viable, but there is a high likelihood that you will encounter automechanical defenses. Much on this ship, it seems, is not for the eyes of the rank and file. Indeed, look for...
Better get a move on before this ramshackle scrapple of a station falls apart. Hustle up to the science wing. Get the rift modulator. I'll talk at you later.
If you must replace lost equipment, please submit proof of punishment. Please make a request.
It's the hot shot for hire from the wire.
down there, Deck 01. I saw an intruder alert. This intercom is to be used for alert now. How can I assist you? How many times must I explain this to you all down there? If you misplaced your access card, Sovereign help you, because I surely cannot. Perhaps a colleague would be willing...
Multiple threats and hazards identified proceeding by stealth is recommended.
We choose to keep from arbitrating the local scientists.
Did you not hear the intruder alert from the crew deck? You'd best present a very convincing reason for your presence, lest I order our automechs to smear you across the floor. Oh, are you a rift specialist? You should share your progress with Chief Scientist Montserrat. He's in the research chamber. Here, I'll lend you my access credentials as proof of your authorization.
That's cool.
Yet I can see the sheer arrogance in this display. Reconstitution cannot work. It must not be allowed to work.
The evidence strongly suggests a high likelihood that full reconstitution will fail.
Exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as, yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. The IRC. I did not realize you were a colleague of sorts. We haven't shared much of our findings with your branch, I'm afraid. But our results do match. Raw data from whatever a rift engulfs is preserved, yes, but the essence of a thing is not. Like a sense of self, for example, is lost forever. Further, there is no proof that such data can be stabilized or even edited. The Consul's plan is futile, completely. But he no longer listens to me, which is distressing. Prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. But I doubt he will pay it much mind. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. It's clear you aren't bound by the same rules as the rest of us somehow. If he won't hear me out, perhaps a third party will have more luck. And the module over there will allow you to download my report. I hope you're able to sway him. Because if you don't, the deck up in the control room.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to them.
The rifts spawn from unknown reaches? This is more dire than I surmised. But at least we have the means to combat them now.
Finding the Consul should remain your top priority, Commander. Please postpone any existential crises for a later date.
Your punctuality is as commendable as ever. How did you fare in securing the rift modulator? Yet one more hindrance to overcome in this endeavor. Did you find anything else of note? We know that it proves definitively that life did not originate on Earth, and may, in fact, exist elsewhere in other forms.
Of course, I wouldn't want to discount these findings too quickly, especially considering the implications.
I concur. This is a discussion for later, with laureates in attendance. For now, we must confront the Consul before he wrests that future away forever. He is just through those doors. I have run the numbers, and should you wish to negotiate with the Consul, you must be strategic. He will not react well to a direct attack on his character or methods early on. It certainly may. At which point we may find the opening needed to convince him to stand down.
I might tread a mite lightly, dear. If I know the Consul's type, and I do, his ego can take only so many hits before his guns do the talking. Simply goading may not be ideal.
The Earth Directorate Manual encourages the agent to always remember the 3 shuns. Negotiations, fabrication, and assassination. When one fails, try another.
The more we debate, the more time we squander. We must resupply and shore up whatever defenses we have quickly. And if you've something to say to any of us, Commander, I suggest you say it while you have the chance. No telling what awaits us beyond that door.
Honorable to the last. The Consul will pay. He will pay most dearly.
This will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting ideas. Oh, easy. No need to break into a sweat. Interesting ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become fraught. We may need our own version of their pacifying doctrine.
Oh, so I do have a germ of an idea. A less grand version of the grand plan. Instead of atoms and particles and such, it's made up of...
I have nothing more for you for the time being.
Before I forget, here, this might help to serve our mutual interest.
A system where every subject believes they have a role to play.
Ah, the distinguished presiding bishop herself has deigned to join us. What a charming surprise.
Don't overlook the main attraction, dear. I even wore my finest battle attire.
I might have known you'd conspire with our enemy and lead some foolhardy crusade against me. Loyalty has eluded you for years, after all. Sentinels, if you would.
Forming an alliance was necessary to combat the irrationality of your foolish endeavor. Those who fail to show reason do not deserve to lead this colony. Now, stand down.
I will not. I am saving this colony from itself, and ridding it entirely of traitors and trespassers like you. You are less a guest and more of an invasive species, Commander. One that I will cull in short order. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously caused our Vox relay to crash into Westport. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. No. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
Greater Tranquility Station was a test?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose. When the Matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed.
Beware, Commander. The Consul is a master manipulator.
You're entirely out of your jurisdiction. And were I within reach, I would strike down this apostate dog myself. If you wish for me to entertain your argument, you will silence him.
If you've a plan, I trust you to see it through.
It's your time that's running out, not mine. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner, seeing it carried out. Yes, well, we also lost the support of the Order. But can one truly call that a loss? We would have drowned already in the seas of war with the weight of their inaction around our necks.
Reality would dispute that fact, given that it is I who has invaded your sanctum, and not the other way around. The Order has always been the Protectorate's more capable half.
I can scarcely recognize the Bishop standing in front of me. To think that I welcomed your ascension all those years ago. Orlo was at least amenable, moldable, teachable. But you've been nothing but disappointment. You're so busy chasing figments of the future, you don't even know they're leading you off the side of a cliff.
Orlo had the wisdom to recognize his errors. I intend not to repeat them.
Were that true, you never would have strayed from us. No. I rather think you intend to rush Arcadia toward its own destruction instead. The same can be said for any subject who wavers. They are dead weight, and we must cast them off straight away. Once I win the war and leave those naysayers behind, harsh action will be swiftly forgotten. And once I provide for the needs of my subjects, I will have them forever. Indeed. That's why my strongest supporters wholeheartedly believe in me. So which is it? Can my people see reason, as you so aptly put it? Or are they mindless drones needing desperately to be saved by you? It cannot be both. For every traitor in our midst, thousands of loyalists remain. If anyone attempts to move against me, they are merely announcing themselves as the chaff to be cut. And they promptly will be. What are you saying? No. This is a preposterous assertion. You don't know what you're speaking of.
I'm the agent who was sent to Horizon Point to sabotage the Protectorate's experiments. Some in the Order believe the experiments would lead to catastrophe if left unchecked. Indeed, if I hadn't destroyed the station, your ilk would have destroyed the entire fabric of reality. And I've suffered with that truth for 10 years.
The operation she speaks of was indeed conducted by members of the Order. But these were rogue elements. They defied my own determinations. They were not catalyzed by them.
Then the Order's treachery runs even deeper than we thought. There will be swift recompense for this humiliation. Of that you can be certain. What could be more important than treason?
Madness is rarely apparent to one in its throes. I wonder, would you...
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia and will not be spoken to like this. You must know that you have little chance of swaying me. I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us. And what is your definition of wrong? Have you anything substantial to back such a claim? I see. Well, the man was always a cynic. I find that attitude can skew. The Protectorate was clearly meant to harness this power. Nothing you claim can disprove everything that points to this reality. I will not be lectured by an outsider. It's just like the Earth Directorate, or any other interloper, to claim to better know the customs of the... Certainly if you had your way, you would claim Arcadia as yours, and rewrite history to suit your own aim. No, Reuben would not have gone against her. He was a stalwart protector of Arcadia to the end. We could all see his devotion. If he even attempted to bastardize the Protectorate cause, then we will have undone all of the Matriarch's work. I swore to guide the Matriarch's lie, but surely it cannot be possible that I've gotten this wrong. All your
You allow your resolve to be shaken when millions lie dead? If I had not traveled with the Commander, I would attempt to slay you on the spot. Instead, I shall appeal to any lingering remnant of your honor to do what is right.
Do you want me to applaud you for your restraint? No. It doesn't matter what proof you bring before me. I am following the grand plan, and I will be vindicated. And leave the traitors and invaders alive? No! Death is the only way forward. We can only be made pure from the ashes, despite whatever supposed claim. If you cannot see the truth of my devotion written plain, then now I see why you are against me so. But you are wrong about the risk. We are losing this war. It is inevitable.
The victors will brutally subdue us until we become corrupted. Until we forget our principles, our history, the very core of who we are. It is better that we perish together as proud protectorate, proud Arcadians. Preserving our purity is a mercy. More than that, is it not love? But what use is living if your very framework for existence is in jeopardy? Oh, the matriarch spoke of this in her writings. The follies of focusing so deeply on such a framework and losing sight of its pieces. And I fear I have. There may yet be other ways to save my beloved Arcadia, but I cannot be the one to see them to their completion.
Holy shit.
I surrender.
What? Oh, by the matriarch. It seems we have a problem. The rift has... well, it has nearly destabilized completely, and the modulator cannot close it in its current state from a safe distance. Destruction of Arcadia is imminent. Architect, help us.
There is. Though, given your tenacity, a chance yet remains. We must bring the modulator as close to the rift as possible.
Are you sure there isn't just an off button? Maybe something you can unplug?
I'm not surprised your arrogance put us in this position. Even less surprised that you're now looking around, asking who will suffer to get us out of it.
Let me be clear. I am not placing this burden upon your shoulder. I will give you time to vacate the ship. When you are clear, I will fly it into the rift myself. You are right. Arcadia will find its way without me. Think what you wish of me, but this is my responsibility. And that is something I will never shirk from.
I will accompany him, and ensure all goes as planned. It's only right that I complete the very mission I came here for. Your goal here is the same as mine. Do not
Now go. Make what's left of your existence count.
We shall have our hands full cleaning up the mess you've made of Arcadia.
When the Consul was faced with the undeniable errors in his logic, he chose to save Arcadia by closing the rift himself. He died hoping his sacrifice might make up for the disastrous decisions he had made. Thanks to the Commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox Station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's Choice. For his outside-the-box thinking and innovative propaganda techniques, D.B. Milver Street was promoted, while rival officer cars seethed at her lack of upward mobility, or even bronze-tier executive benefits. Vigilant Hogarth, now acclimated to Fairfield, leaned on the protectorate ideals of neighborliness, while overlooking all the authoritarian tactics, so he might help the Order to succeed with the equation. Auntie's Choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery, however, returned to normal operation, tracking the clockwork of the grand plan. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted him, mainly to show their corporatist allies that academics could keep their people in line too. Seer Wiley fled the Order and sought refuge in a backwater Arcadian town to contemplate his failings. As word of the ex-Seer's arrival spread, people lined up for predictions. Forsaking the math that failed him, he offered obvious yet effective advice instead. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Long after failing to convince VP Willard Conan or the press of the grafting program's cruel practices and intentions, Inez descended into bitterness and insecurity, seeking approval in all the wrong places. Niles eventually reached out to her and recruited her to the Earth Directorate, thus giving her a chance to leave past failures behind. She gladly accepted. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. Asa finally achieved her dream of dying in a rift. All it took was a daring and blood-soaked heist of a modulator to create a rift that she then summarily leapt into. Thus Asa remained a fanatical member of the Glorious Dawn, spreading the truth of the rifts to her final agonized breath. With the modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property, Auntie's choice and the Order's partnership remained steady, despite the need for constant compromise. For a time, the Arcadia colony thrived. Auntie Cleo went through the motions of accommodating the Order, yet privately aspired to keep free trade anything but free. She began a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Auntie made her first public appearance in years, inspiring a fashion trend in bubble helmets. In no time at all, she won more public support than Ruth, which she sought to use as leverage when the time was right. Ruth Bassar proceeded to interface with the Archive, an agonizing process that clawed away her lifespan. The Archive computed that she was mistaken to compromise with the corporatists. To advance the plan, she needed to destroy them from within. So she proceeded to do just that. She had only been using the corporation for its logistical infrastructure. Auntie herself and at least some of her top executives needed to cease existing in Arcadia, either via assassination or skip-drive-assisted exile. Bassar stripped the power from the corporatists in subtle ways, until it was too late for them to stop her. Yet it remained unclear how long the Order could sustain its dominance once Ruth Bassar passed on to become one with the equation. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. When Sovereign Varric was discovered in mental refreshment, the Order and Auntie's Choice bickered over what to do with him. They ultimately decided to announce his death, while letting him live the rest of his addled days, behind closed doors aboard the undisputed claim. Until one day, Amos stumbled upon the Sovereign's private quarters and freed him, rocking the colony with a brief scandal. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. The rifts across Arcadia and beyond were soon closed. Trade quickly resumed with Auntie's Choice handling logistics. Yet, more than just goods and resources traveled the re-established trade routes. The Order's version of scientism spread as well. Many colonies stabilized, many thrived, and some even rose to an Arcadian level of prosperity. But there are still some that have never been heard from. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
I'm kind of thrilled to see you playing ball with Ruth Bassar. They say the enemy of my enemy is worth exploiting for strategic leverage.
I will not. I am saving this colony from itself. Yeah, you are a relic of an impotent institution. I was able to buy the time to announce when the matriarch discovered the first skip drop.
took what nature...
My fight upon them.
Artificial. Artificiality is our...
Ready to dispense judgment.
Reginald Oswald in proprietary insight acquisition. Manager, will refresh your info security thunder
I shall reduce them to a slurry.
I'll admit, always just think about all those posters of the pair of them that'll have to change now. The Sovereign's misfortune is our gain. Far as what? Where's this coming from? I do some kicked off. Don't know how I'm